Tom lived in Meadowbrook, a peaceful village nestled beside the mysterious Whispering Woods. The villagers called the forest Whispering because the wind always seemed to tell secrets through the leaves. Tom, a curious boy with a scruffy dog named Pip, loved exploring the village and its edges. Life was simple, neighbors helped each other, kindness was everywhere, and the river brought joy and life to all. Tom and Pip often stood at the forest's edge, listening to the wood's soft whispers, feeling both curiosity and a hint of fear. The woods were beautiful, but held old mysteries, and Tom's mother always warned him not to go too deep. Still, Tom couldn't help but wonder what secrets the Whispering Woods kept hidden. Little did he know, those secrets would soon call to him. One day, the river that sustained Meadowbrook began to shrink. The water level dropped quickly, leaving muddy banks and silent, empty pools. Crops wilted, fish vanished, and the villagers' laughter faded into anxious whispers. The elders searched for answers, but rain had fallen recently, and the problem was only upstream, in the Whispering Woods. Tom felt the villagers' sadness deeply. He visited his favorite riverbank, now dry and lifeless, with Pip by his side. The woods' whispers sounded different now, less like secrets, more like warnings. No one dared to enter the forest to find the cause. But Tom couldn't ignore the silent river, or the fear that gripped his home. Something had to be done. Fear held Meadowbrook in its grip, casting a heavy shadow over every home and heart. The once lively village square now stood silent, as if even the birds were too afraid to sing. But Tom's heart ached for his village, for the laughter that used to echo through the streets and the warmth that had faded from his neighbors' faces. One day he saw little Lily Gable crying by the empty riverbed, her toy boat useless without water. The sight of her tears made Tom's own worries feel small in comparison. Tom's fear was joined by determination. Someone had to act. He realized that if no one tried to help, nothing would ever change. That evening, he packed a small bag, put on his boots, and tried to steady his trembling hands. Every movement felt heavy, but he knew he couldn't let fear stop him. He remembered the kindness and courage his village had always shown, the way neighbors helped each other through storms and hardships. With a flicker of courage, Tom decided to enter the Whispering Woods and follow the river upstream, hoping to find the source of their troubles. He would do it for Lily, for his neighbors, and for Meadowbrook. He wanted to bring hope back to the people he loved. The fear was still there, but hope was growing stronger. Each step toward the woods made his resolve brighter, like a lantern in the dark. Tom knew he couldn't wait for someone else to be brave. The responsibility was his, and he accepted it with a quiet strength. He would face the unknown, no matter how afraid he felt. The path ahead was uncertain, but his purpose was clear. The journey was about to begin, and with every step, Tom carried the hopes of Meadowbrook with him into the waiting woods. At dawn, Tom and Pip slipped quietly toward the woods. Before he could enter, Maya, clever and curious, caught up to him. She guessed his plan and insisted on joining. Her knowledge of plants and animals would help. Leo, the strong and steady blacksmith's son, soon joined them, offering his strength and tools. Together, the three friends stood at the forest's edge, united by purpose and courage. Tom realized he wasn't alone. Their shared bravery made the task ahead seem possible. The fear was still there, but friendship made it bearable. With Pip leading the way, they stepped into the Whispering Woods, ready to face whatever waited within. They were just children, but together they felt strong. The adventure had truly begun. The friends followed the dry riverbed into the deepening woods, Pip scouting ahead. Maya pointed out moss and animal tracks, making the strange forest feel less frightening. Leo's strength helped them overcome obstacles: a fallen log, steep banks, slippery rocks. Their teamwork turned challenges into victories, and Tom's courage grew with every step. Strange sounds echoed around them, but together they pressed on. After hours of hiking, they found damp ground and a tiny trickle of water. Hoped that the river's source was near. Pip dug excitedly, revealing a small puddle. Encouraged, the friends pressed on, following the faint signs of life upstream. The heart of the mystery was close. They were ready for whatever they would find. The friends soon heard a strange gurgling noise ahead, echoing through the quiet forest. It was unlike any sound they'd heard before, almost as if the river itself was trying to call out for help. Pushing through thick ferns and tangled undergrowth, they pressed on, curiosity and concern growing with every step. The air felt heavy, and the sound grew louder as they moved closer. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a massive dam of mud, logs, and rocks blocking the river's flow. Water pooled behind the barrier, swirling and bubbling with nowhere to go. It was clear this wasn't a natural formation. A fallen oak and heaps of debris had created a stubborn blockade, trapping the river and threatening the forest's delicate balance. The dam was far too big for them to move alone, and for a moment they felt helpless. But then, a faint whimpering sound drifted from a cave hidden behind a trickling waterfall nearby. Inside the shadowy cave, they found a family of beavers huddled together. One beaver was trapped under a heavy rock, unable to move, while the others circled anxiously, their eyes wide with fear and worry. Maya quickly realized what had happened. The beavers had tried to protect their injured family member by building up the dam, but in doing so, they had accidentally blocked the river and caused the problem downstream. Tom's heart filled with empathy as he watched the frightened animals. The beavers weren't enemies or troublemakers. They were just a family in desperate need of help, doing their best to care for one another. The friends exchanged determined glances. They knew what they had to do. If they could help the beavers, they could also restore the river's flow and save their village from disaster. Kindness, not anger or blame, was the answer. The solution would require patience, teamwork, and compassion for all living things. Working together, the friends and the beavers could overcome this challenge. By joining forces, they could save both the beaver family and their own village. The solution was within reach, and hope began to blossom in their hearts as they prepared to act. It was time to act, and together, they would make a difference for the river, the beavers, and their home. Leo used his strength and a sturdy branch as a lever, his hands gripping tightly as he pressed down with all his might. The riverbank was slippery, but Leo's determination never wavered. Meanwhile, Tom and Maya stood close by, encouraging Leo and steadying the branch, their faces set with focus and hope. With teamwork and determination, the three friends managed to free the frightened beaver, who had been trapped by fallen branches and mud. The grateful beaver family, sensing the children's kindness, began dismantling their dam, working together with surprising speed and skill. The friends joined in, pulling away heavy branches and scooping out thick mud, their laughter echoing along the riverbank as they worked side by side. Soon, water rushed through the opening they had cleared, sparkling in the sunlight and carrying away the last bits of debris. The river's song returned at last, a gentle melody that filled the air and brought peace to the woods. The journey home was joyful, with the children's hearts light and their spirits high after their adventure. The river flowed beside them, its waters clear and lively, as if thanking them for their help. The villagers cheered as the children returned, their faces beaming with pride and relief at the sight of the restored river. The story of courage and kindness spread quickly, whispered from neighbor to neighbor, inspiring everyone in Meadowbrook. Meadowbrook's river and spirit were restored, not by force or anger, but by compassion, teamwork, and the willingness to help those in need, no matter how small. Tom learned that bravery means acting despite fear, and that true courage is found in caring for others. He also discovered that kindness, when shared, can solve even the biggest problems and bring people together. The Whispering Woods no longer seemed so frightening, but instead felt welcoming and full of promise. The river's song was back, flowing strong and true through the heart of the village, and with it, hope and understanding blossomed in Meadowbrook. The village thrived, united by the lessons of the woods and the river that ran through their lives. And Tom knew he would never forget the adventure that changed everything, reminding him always of the power of friendship and the magic of a river's song.